Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our free necklace night. I'm Jennifer Keller. I'm an executive company vice president here with Park Lane. I am here with the amazing senior division leader, Cheramy Rouse. And we're excited to share with you tonight. Hopefully, most of you attended our pink party that just ended a few minutes ago and is our fundraiser supporting breast cancer research for this month. And we thought we would just, when Cheramy and I get together, for some reason, like when you see her face, because I know you can see me every week, but when you see her face, you should be super excited because the prize patrol comes out with Cheramy. So we have some fun giveaways that we are going to do tonight. And what we're going to do is we're going to call out some letters in just a few minutes. We're going to give you a chance to hop on here. And then when we call out the letters, you want to type in the comments somewhere you would wear Park Lane jewelry that starts with that letter. Okay. And then our prize patrol will be watching, they'll grab a name, and you might be a winner. So the more you comment, the better your chances are to win. And as we're just a couple of housekeeping things, as you're starting to join us, please type in the comments who your stylist is, because at the end, we are going to give away a fun necklace, and you want to be in that drawing as well. And the way you get into that, one way is by letting us know you're here. So go ahead, say hello, type her name in the comments, tag her if you can, and then we will go ahead and get started. So as you can see, we are pretty much jewelry naked. Cheramy's got on one little piece, but we otherwise came pretty jewelry naked. So Cheramy, what are you going to wear tonight? What are you adding to your look?
So I have been like full force on the trend of like several delicate necklaces. Like I love what we call the messy neck vibe. So I started with the Monroe necklace, and I think even just if I were to just wear this, it's subtle or it's small, but it makes a statement. And so I love that. But then my next go-to is always our impression necklaces. Like you can't go wrong. I always tell like my ladies in my jewelry group is that this is like one. I know that Park Lane has hit the mark on this one particular necklace because I wear it. My youngest daughter wears it. She's 15. My oldest daughter, who is 21 and has opinions about everything, loves it, and my mom. So it's like this one, I know it's such a good gift as well for us, but I'm just, for time's sake, I'm just gonna put two, and I just kind of, it's okay if they don't lay symmetrical to me, like that's how I roll, but we can run that. And then my go-to hoops are going to be the glow. And these, I call these the Goldilocks of our hoops because they're just right. Like they're not too big, they're not too small, and they're like just a great everyday, even regardless of what your style is. And then of course we have to finish it off with like a good little arm stack. So I'm gonna do with the Mars and the Logan for just a little pop of bling. And I always called it my stretch bracelets, no man bracelets, because we don't need no man to help us put them on, right? We can just grab them and go. And then as much as I am into layering my necklaces, I always love to do a good ring stack. So I'm going to do the Dynasty and then part of the Journey. So this will be my outfit to run all the things, do all the things tonight.
Show your ring stack again. That was so cute. Show that up there. Isn't that so cute? So that's the Sawyer and the
no, it's the Dynasty. The Dynasty and just one part of the Journey. So I love this. This has been kind of a go-to.
I love it. Looks good. Okay, stack your crystals. Now I was doing a little mixing matching. So this bottom one is part of our Trudy necklace. So that's that matte gold. It comes with 2 strands, but I saw my girlfriend Jill wear this on a live, I think last Sunday. And she did this. She had the Trudy below, and then she had one above it. She had a different one, but I thought it's such a great necklace to frame something. So this little one is our October Sparkle Box. And I might have said this before, but I mean it this time, that this October Sparkle Box is my favorite. Like the leopard print, so cute. Like this can be your statement piece for the rest of fall. I love it. So I have the necklace on. And then I thought I would add the matching hoops that have that little, row of leopard print with the crystals set in gold. And I can't get them on. Hold on. You think this was my first time? Okay, so there's my earrings. Add the other one. And then for my bracelet stack, because we are coming off the pink party, I love the plush. Like these, I just think are feminine, pretty rose quartz, pearls, gold. And then I like to add the lush, not to be confused with plush, but also has the pink. And then why not add the matching leopard print? It kind of makes me feel sweet and sassy.
There you go. There you go.
So
that's
sweet,
good.
and the leopard's a little bit more sassy. And I just love that arm party.
It looks really, really good. And I don't think I would have thought to put the pink and the leopard together, but I'm going to have to steal that from you.
I know. I did not. I just came up with that about 10 minutes ago. So it's good. And then if I'd seen Cheramy earlier, I would have also stacked my ring, but I didn't think of it. But oops, is that backwards? Yeah. Remember, if you're wearing a ring, it should be facing out. So this is the cutie ring and the moonflower ring. And I would absolutely add a little gold band there, just like she did, and stack this for next time. So that's what I have on. Give us some hearts or thumbs up if you think we look a little bit better, because I will tell you, I feel a little better. So
that's right.
Well, as we kick this off, I thought it'd be fun with our letter. So first letter is coming up. And again, if you just hopped on with us, Prize Patrol is watching, and you want to put something in the comments that where you could wear your Park Lane jewelry that starts with a C. So I'm gonna let you guys fill that in. And C actually stands for Cheramy. And I thought it'd be fun just to have her start by sharing a little bit of her story, how she got into this business, and whatever else you want to share.
Okay. Well, I started in direct sales. So I've been with Park Lane for a little over 4 years, but I was with a former jewelry company, the same with Jen, for 12 years before that. So I had never done, well, I guess I had dabbled in a little bit of direct sales, but nothing that made any money. And so I remember I went to, my girlfriend hosted a party, and I went and I was broke as a joke. And I just remembered looking at the catalog thinking, what is the cheapest thing that I can find? And so it was a $20 bracelet. And so I said, all right, I will get that. I can't remember if I said yes to a party or not. I think I did, maybe just out of obligation because I couldn't afford to buy much, but I could help my friend with that. So I go, and the hostess was one of my best friends, and she said, hey, I think you might do good with this. Like this lady told me, if I listen to her spill, she'll give me some free jewelry, but I think you should come and listen. And so I was very hesitant. I wasn't sure if this was something that would work or if it was, a viable business, but I thought, okay, we'll go. And I went and I thought, all right. So, and at that time, the investment was very, very high. And remember, I could barely afford a $20 bracelet. And so but I went to my husband and I kind of said I was going to do it even before I told him. It was kind of like, oh, by the way, I think I want to do this. Well, fast forward 12 years, I was in that business for a while. And sadly, at the end of COVID, that closed. And I thought, okay, that's a sign, like, all right, I was working part-time at a local boutique making, let's be honest, I was making absolutely no money. All right, because I forgot how much minimum wage doesn't pay, and it's like, oh gosh. And then I was working at a boutique. So pretty much what the small amount that I did make was going straight into buying clothes. So I was literally working for free. But I was like, that's fine. And we homeschool. And so I thought, you know what? I'm content. I'm content with where I am. But several of our friends had came and joined Park Lane, and they kept inviting me to all these groups, where ladies were talking about how good Park Lane is. And I just kind of told them, no, I prayed about this, and this is just knowing good well I did not pray about this. Okay, I did not pray about it. I just didn't want to start anything new. But again, I told my friend I would have a party for her pretty much so she would leave me alone. And so I have the party, I'm watching her, and I'm half invested into my own party. And I realized I kind of miss it. I kind of miss having the access to all the jewelry because my jewelry collection had really started to dwindle down. And then if I'm being honest, we needed the money. And so I reluctantly said, I'll give it a shot. And I joined Park Lane probably like arms crossed, like stank face, Like I was very skeptical, and I hoped that I could make $300. That's what I was like, maybe. And I realized I made that in my very first show. And then I was realizing, oh, I'm continuing to make money. And here I am 4 years later. And I'm so thankful that I did say yes, even though it was very skeptical yes, because I'm not in a position in my life to just keep pouring in time and money into something that's not going to give us a return. And here we are. I have been able to continue to stay at home with now Ava. Addison has graduated already. Do what we feel like the Lord's calling us to do, like walk out our homeschooling journey, and then also make a substantial income, with just working, right from my oldest daughter's bedroom that she doesn't have anymore, because when I told her when she left, I get her room. So but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
just
that's a little bit about me. So Jen, okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question now. Let's put in the comments, what is something that you can wear jewelry to that starts with the letter L? So you have been in Park Lane longer than I have, and I know probably if people have heard, watch this on repeat, they may know a little bit about your story, but tell everybody what you love. Like, what do you just love about Park Lane and specifically, or just direct sales?
I love that question. So it's so fun to hear Cheramy's story because I've not heard the extended version. So I was just as entertained by that as I'm sure you all were. But I look back, like when our previous company closed at the end of 2020, I thought for a hot second maybe I was done. Like the thought of starting over was overwhelming to me, and I was a little burned out. If the last year, if you've been part of a company that's been going downhill and you've given it all you can, I was tired, and I thought maybe this was a good run, and I'm done. And so that lasted for just a few days because I realized, one, I don't do well when I'm bored. Like when I'm bored, all I do is plan trips and spend money. So I need to I need to be focused on something better. And I realized that I'm not done. Like I love the whole working for yourself. I love the challenge of setting goals for myself and seeing if I can reach them. Like our team this month has a huge goal. We're going for $1 million in sales this month. That equally excites me and terrifies me because that's the biggest goal we've ever had. But I love that challenge within myself of let's see what we can do. And then there was the fact that with my previous company, we were relying on the money. So now my husband's like, you got to do something. I'm like, okay. So I actually thought I used to be a CPA. So I thought I'm going to go back and I'll go back to accounting. That's safe. That'll be better. So I did go back and get one client. And I have to tell you, and I apologize to any accountants out there watching, but it's so boring. It was so boring. I thought, this is not fun. I'm not enjoying it. I feel like I'm not using my best skills. I'm not growing. So I knew about Park Lane. And a couple of things that stood out to me about Park Lane was, they've been around for 70 years. They are debt free. They are a family run business. I want people who are invested in me, who know me. And, as I kind of listened to all they did, I kind of thought, they have all kinds of programs that we're not going to get into all the details of, but there's so many things that they offer us and hostesses and customers. And the reason they can do that is because they only take a 2% profit for themselves. So they have a lot of money invested back into the company, into the field, into us. So I love that about them. And I think too, if you've ever done something like this, it's the flexibility. Like, I don't want somebody telling me when I have to work. I want to do this when I want to do this. I want to work this around, now my kids are grown, but for years it was around their sports schedules and around our traveling and on my terms. So that's just some of the things that I love about it. And, again, the flexibility that you can work this. You can do this in person. You can do this online. You can do fundraisers. You can do vendor events. There's so many different ways to make this work within your life, I think. So Cheramy, tell us, let me find a letter here. Let's just go with P. So put something in the comments that where you can wear your jewelry that starts with a P. And I'm going to ask you, what about the Park Lane plan stands out to you the most? Maybe something quick for customers or for hostesses. What do you love? What makes us different than everybody else?
So I think, and that's one of the things that drew me to Park Lane is how they have set a stylist up for success with the customer program or plan sale and then the hostess rewards because those two things Park Lane I like I said, so I've been in direct sales for 12 years prior to this with jewelry. And then coming into Park Lane the last 4 years, I have seen more repeat business on the weekly, on the monthly than I ever did in anything that I've done, even those couple things that I dabbled in prior to the jewelry, business. And it's because of our host our customer sale. Like there's there's nowhere else they can go and get two full price items the cheapest and then get their most expensive at half price. I remember I was at a vendor event and I was explaining the sale, as the ladies come shop my table, and the lady kind of stopped and she was like, "That's backwards." I was like, "No, like that's how it should be. Like this is how it should be." And that I get to make money on those half price items. Because in my previous company, if I wanted to offer something at half price, like that was just, I just didn't make, so then I just didn't make anything on that item. And so I think that sets me up, sets us up for success. And then, like you said, like in this business, things have been changing our industry, I would say, where people are going to an affiliate model
Mhm.
and which is great for the company, but it's not good for ladies like us who like this is what's keeping me home with my kids. Like I need to sell jewelry so that I can walk out what I feel like is best for our family. And so Park Lane has assured us they're not going to do that. And it's like I get to tell my friends, if you get 10 friends to buy a pair of earrings, like I can give you $400 in free jewelry. Like that just sounds stupid good. Like it's craziness. Um and then I think just how they reward us, like with, and we, if you want to go into that, we can do that later or whatever. But like the perks from us, like whether we get so much free jewelry. Like I just got a box of free jewelry today. Like I have it coming out my eyeballs. I was telling one of my hostesses, because I always try to mail, my hostess, like her little gift or whatever. And I brought it to her house at an in-person party. And she was like, "Cheramy, you already sent me this." And I was like, "Oh, I forgot." And I was like, "You know what? You can just have both." Like I have so much jewelry coming out my eyeballs. Like, girl, just you're welcome. Just like I'm thankful that Park Lane does that, and like with all the other things, like the travel that I couldn't go on if I wasn't doing Park
Right.
Lane. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So what? Let me think. Okay, so that's my turn. Let me ask you a question. I feel like I want to do the letter H. Okay.
That's
So put in the comments somewhere where the letter H to. And I think like so you've worked with stylists for a long time, and from when they first started to like ladies that come in at a higher level. So like what would be a highlight? Like if you could be like and be like that was like a highlight of my journey in Park Lane. Like that I just was like such a good feeling.
That's a good question. I have to think about that for a second. There's so many highlights in this business, but I think one of them, and just going back even to our previous company, and we both love that company. Like
Right,
honestly, they were so
100%. Yes.
still be there. We would, but it was
Yes.
getting a little discouraging at the end. And so when because we did have several stylists from that company join us over in Park Lane, so it just kind of felt like the family was staying together, which was great. But to see people starting to make money again, and I love that. It just kind of not only for us, but restored my confidence. It, kind of made this seem worthwhile. So I love seeing stylists start making money again. I love seeing stylists earn these trips. Like for many, Parkland First, they do these 2 trips a year. One's usually some beachy location, and then the other one is typically Europe. And to see stylists have to go get their passport for the first time because they have earned a trip to Europe is just like, I like earning the trips for me for sure, but watching a stylist earn that even means more. Like that's so exciting. And to see the stylists on our team whose lives have literally changed because of this business. And it's just been an amazing journey. And it's funny because my husband, luckily he's not watching, but he's like ready to retire. He's like, he's kind of half retired already. And so he's trying to like figure out how to coast through. And I'm like going the other direction. And I can't even imagine thinking about retirement because this is so fun.
Right.
Like, again, that's CPA job, not fun, but this job is fun. And Park Lane just keeps it exciting. You know, they have the trips and you can earn a Mercedes and you can earn so much free jewelry. Like Cheramy is not exaggerating when she's got jewelry coming out of her ears. Like it's just all over the place is what we have. So I think the fun factor is great. And then I think to just, our team works really hard to keep it fun and keep it exciting. Like even this month with our big goal, you know, we gave away an iPad week one. I gave away Gucci sunglasses on Friday. We're giving away Tory Burch sneakers this week. I mean, we are doing all kinds of fun things to keep it fun because nobody wants a boring job. You know, a lot of people already have that one. So
Right.
I know. And then I think too, you know, like Park Lane, it runs a pretty even business throughout the year, but there's just something a little special about the fall and the holiday shopping. And I think where else can you just try this for such a low investment and see if you like it? So Cheramy, tell them a little bit about how, let me think of a letter. We already did C. Let's do, I can't think of a letter that goes with tell them how much it costs. What's a letter?
M for
money.
Yeah, for money.
We'll go. Oh, tell them. I forgot to tell them how much they get paid and how much it costs. I forgot.
Okay.
We'll wrap all right.
So money. Like that's really like, I mean, I'll be honest, when I joined this business, I didn't at the time, I was like, I don't need new friends. Like, I don't care, you know, about the things, just how much money can I make? Because my husband and I had came off a really hard financial season. He had been laid off, you know, or reduced income. And, you know, anytime you're with that, it takes a little bit to recover. And so I was like, give me the numbers, you know, just tell me. So what I love about Park Lane is that you can come into Park Lane with no experience at all. You just know that this earring is pretty. Like that's all you need. And you make one of the highest in the industry. You start out making 30%. So it's like you can go have $1,000 show, you know, net sales, and you walk away with $300. Like that is crazy to me. And if you are new to listening to this and you're like $1,000, like it's not hard. Okay, I promise. Like that seems, but no, girl, you can do that. Like it's so easy. And you can earn up to 50% like if you want to continue to grow your business. But also what I was thankful for, and Jen, is that Park Lane recognizes when you have leadership experience in another direct sales company. So if you're sitting there and you have been with somebody or you are currently with somebody and you have a team and you have leadership experience, you can actually come in and interview, and you may come in at a higher commission rate than a normal fashion stylist. So for me, I walked in at a division leader and was making, you know, a little bit more than I would have if they didn't recognize that experience. So that, just know you can make money, and you will make money if you're showing the jewelry. Now, if you keep all this jewelry in your desk drawer and you don't do anything, well, we can't help you with that. But I promise you can make money. Like I still have electricity, we still have, you know, we still have all the things. So I know that's true. But also it's really a low investment because you can join Park Lane for as little as $129. Girls, that we go to Target and we buy the most random things at Target, and we cannot walk out of there with less than 120 for $129. You know, I went the other day and I was like, why do I have 3 Stanley cups and a pair of leggings? And it was like 160. You know, I was like, this is ridiculous. So for $129, you can make money while you're having fun and get free jewelry. Like you can look cute, get some new friends, and have extra money in your pocket. So for $129, you will get $500 in jewelry. But if you say yes to this before Wednesday, Park Lane's going to give you an extra $100. So so you get $600 for $129. Now, of course, there's other kits that you can pick if you choose. So you can get a kit that has $1,100 in it for a little over $200. You can get a kit that has $2,100 in it for a little, you know, like a little over $400. But I always say, like, if money is tight right now, like $129, that gets you what you need to get started. We can help you fill in, the gaps on all the rest. And more than likely you're probably going to make that investment back. Of course I can't guarantee anything, but you'll you'll probably make that back in your first one to at least two shows. You're going to, like, I promise. And you have a whole host of people that are going to walk, like whoever stylist invited you tonight, like her and her upline, like they're all going to link arms with you and help you do this business. So I feel like there's a low risk. Well, I don't even know if there is a risk because you get $600 in jewelry for $129. Like it feels like such a no-brainer. Like, why not? Why not?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, so I think we're kind of starting to wrap up. So maybe I'll give you one more and you can see if but I'm going to give the letter W. So put somewhere in the comments that you would wear jewelry that starts with letter W. But I'm going to ask you, Jen, like, why now? Like, why should a lady just say yes? Why now?
Well, I think because Cheramy said it's $129 for $600 in jewelry. Like, that's a big, like, why not try it kind of a thing. But, one thing I found with our team is, like, I think they appreciate and they tease me because I'm the systems girl. Like, I want something to help people do this easier, faster, to work smarter, not harder, to make this work for the people who are busy, who've got, all the things. And so I'm constantly trying to think of how can we make this easier. And so we have, on our team, we have a graphic designer that makes these beautiful graphics for us, for all your invitations, all your social media needs, anything, it's done for you. We have trainings weekly that we keep them to 30 minutes because we know you're busy. So you can watch those live, you can watch the replays. We are very much a community. Like I always said in the beginning, I want our team to be like your favorite restaurant where if you need something, you can ask any leader and they will help you. You don't have to wait for your leader who's on a bathroom break and is coming back, right away, someone's going to help you. And that's just the culture that we have developed. And I think, I know for some of you watching, you have been watching several times, and I think, maybe you're just here because you win a necklace or you want to win a necklace. I think that's great. We want someone to win a necklace. But I think if you keep coming back, why not just try it and just see if you like it? And at the end of the day, if it's not your thing, $600 in jewelry for 129. And she's not lying about that whole Target thing. Like, that's real. So I think why not just give it a shot? We think we're fun and the rest of the team's pretty good too. So we think come join us. So, all right. Anything last thing I forgot, or you think we're good?
I think we're good. Like, just give it a shot, I think say yes.
Absolutely. Well, our final instructions are to fill out the survey. I'm going to post that at the top when we're done. And then actually the necklace that we're giving away tonight is one of the ones Cheramy's wearing. It's the Monroe. Can you kind of highlight that up? That's the one she started with the little flower crystal. So you could win her look or part of her look by filling out the survey by midnight on Monday, and then we'll do the drawing on Tuesday. But we have a lot of fun here. And we would love for you to come try this out and see if you probably would have fun too. So thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks, Cheramy.
Bye.
Bye. I can't find my mouse.